Top of the morning to you. Thank you for joining us this great Monday morning on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your state number one family radio station. Great morning to you. Thank God it is another Monday, a new beginning, a fresh start, and we pray that God's presence will be with us today as we, set out to search for our daily bread. May our daily bread not consume us and the process of searching for it. We pray that we definitely reap the fruit of our labor roundabout. Amen. From our studio, it is 6:32 a.m. Today, the 16th of June, 2025. This is Perspectives Unlimited, where we take you around Nigeria in 60 minutes, 1 hour, to help you make sense of stories, information making the rounds across major dailies for the day. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. You're welcome to the program. And of course, on Perspectives Unlimited, we bring you up to speed, helping you understand what to do, because we believe that when you have great information, better understanding about your nation, our nation, Nigeria, we can make sweet and amazing decision either at the poll, with our social and civic responsibility as a citizen of Nigeria. Our analyst is in the studio already to bring up to speed with in-depth analysis, better understanding of what we have across major dailies today. This morning on the program, I have the Punch newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune, and the Guardian. From the three of them, we're going to be reading what the headline is looking like on each of them, and right after that we dive straight into in-depth analysis for better understanding today. Let's start with the Punch newspaper. On page 29 of the Punch, Dangote launches nationwide fuel distribution amid tanker blockage. That's on page 29 of the Punch. Moving on to page 33, Brent bounce. Nigerian crude hits $77 as Israel-Iran tension boils on page 33. Now let's go to the big story on page 2 and also the major story on the Punch for today. 2027 Tinubu-Shettima alliance under fire. Rift deepens in APC over 2027 power formula. NAS caucus backs Shettima. Gov's split. What year are we again? 2025, if you ask me. And the conversation about 2027 is just so powerful. You would think it's in 2-3 months. It's just 2-3 months away. Rift deepens in APC over 2027 power formula. NAS caucus backs Shettima. Gov's split. We're going to look at that story this morning. Let's move away from that to the Guardian newspaper. On page 3, 2027, Showore sees no opposition, says APC controls all. 2027, do you agree with him? You find that story on page 3 today. On the same page, Northeast delegate fight for Shettima's second term with Tinubu. It's on the same page, page 3 of the Guardian. Moving on to page 6, petrol price hike, scarcity loom over Middle East tension, tanker drivers strike on page 6. And to the major story on page 6 again on the Guardian newspaper for today. Pope decries terrible massacre in Benue as Tinubu rallies security chiefs on page 6. Page 6 of the Guardian. And finally, on the Nigerian Tribune for today, on page 26, intrigues power play as Northeast stakeholders endorse Tinubu-Shettima for 2027. And of course, on page 4, Benue crisis, Tinubu directs security chiefs to implement earlier directive. Pope prays for Benue people, says incident, terrible massacre. We'll look at that again on the program this morning. Thank you so much. And that's all we can take. As a matter of fact, we have very, it's a very, the dailies are, jam-packed with advertorial this morning. So just two or three stories across the three dailies we read from the Punch, the Guardian, and the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Remember, you can watch us on our Facebook page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook. You can watch us, live and right on that platform. There you can also like, comment, share, so that we can reach, a wider audience this morning across our platforms. You can also listen to us from anywhere in the world on our website, www.wellsradio893.com. Wellsradio893.com. Perspectives Unlimited continues. Just stay with us. Welcome back to the program, Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your state number one family radio station. Great morning to you. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. Chukwemeka Munachiso joins me in the studio this morning as we look at the dailies together and what's trending in Nigeria for today. Good morning, Chukwemeka.
Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
And how was your weekend?
It was fine. Yesterday was Father's Day.
Oh, yes. Happy Father's Day. I mean, I don't know. For some strange reasons, I'm not used to...
No, it's not that you are not used to. Many things, you are looking at so many things.
Oh, yes.
You are involved in so many things.
Yeah, exactly.
To bother about Father, I didn't even know.
Things like that usually pass me by.
I didn't even know until I got to the church.
You think like that usually
yes.
pass me.
And the children of the church did something that, I don't know how they got the names of all the men in the church, and they gave every man an apple. And I was wondering, what's the significance of this apple they gave us? And I began to tell myself that we are already eating the fruits of our labor.
That's quite significant.
Yes,
though.
very significant. The others didn't, I told them, I said, there's nobody here who will say he has not started eating the fruit of his labor. Look at the fruit they are giving us.
I mean, that's very symbolic.
Very, very symbolic.
Yeah.
In fact, I was so thrilled by what they did, because I don't know who came up with that idea, of giving all the fathers fruits. On Father's Day. That's good. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, that's very good. Shout out to all fathers doing great, all responsible fathers. I put up a post on the platform yesterday, and I said, your father is a strong man, but not as strong as you think. Your father is a strong man, but not as strong as you think. You ask and you receive. This is your father paying the price. You want to eat, you get. This is your father going hungry. You think your father doesn't cry.
He cries.
But he cries.
In secret. Fathers cry in the rain.
But just not in your presence.
So that nobody will see their tears.
So that nobody sees their tears. And so you can continue to hold up, and not feel weak. So keep pushing. Keep moving. If human being here, if we do not see you, to be honest, God sees you, right? And so let's keep doing that, and hopefully someday you also eat the fruit of your labor, either buying whether it is orange or the true fruit of your labor, and the prayer is that we truly reap the fruit of our labor, in its real sense. Happy Father's Day again.
Thank you.
All right, Chukwemeka, let's start with this one. It's from the Vanguard yesterday. Before we come to this Bola Tinubu-Shetima Alliance under fire, which is big on the punch today, I want you to comment very quickly. And that's because we've not met since the award, the National Honors. Mr. Sonny and I, we spoke extensively. Well, maybe not so extensively, but I mean, we scratched the surface on Friday. And I saw a video of one of the children of the Ogoni Nine on one of the national television, giving reaction to the names of the rest of the Ogoni Nine not being mentioned. And it's as though the federal government opened up their wound or grief again, as they seem to be grieving all over again of the passing of their loved ones. So Ogoni group reject Tinubu's pardon to Sarawiwa orders. This was published yesterday by the Vanguard. The Ogoni Central Indigenous Authority, OCIA, has rejected the state pardon and national honor granted by the president to the late environmentalist, activist Ken Sarawiwa, and 8 of his compatriots on the 12th of June. The president, Dr. Goodluck Digbo, who disclosed this in an online interview with the Vanguard on Sunday, said the president's gesture was misplaced, noting that the Ogoni Nine never committed any crime against Nigerian state to warrant being exonerated from a crime they were wrongly accused of. And speaking about the fear that prompted his instant rejection letter on the 12th of June 2025, Odibo said he believes that President Tinubu is serious and wants to bring to a close that painful chapter of Nigeria's passing away to appease the Ogoni people. But on his own violation, without so much lobbying, Tinubu decided to exercise the power to pardon, which is primarily enshrined in the Constitution. He said so many things here. He said in its real sense, Tinubu may run into trouble with the use of legitimate power as outlined in Section 175 of the 1999 Constitution, if to go to court to nullify the award aspect, and will be left with pardon without exoneration. Let me get your own view of especially the pardon for the Ogoni Nine. And do you also think that rather than Ken Sarawiwa, of course, he led whatever, so it's not out of place if his name is, at the center of this. But nobody bears 9. Nobody bears 8.
Nobody bears 8.
Everybody, we all come with a name, whether living or alive.
They can't be numbers. They are not just statistics. Their names must be mentioned. The issue is that, we don't sit down to think over what we do sometimes in this country. You see, when that honor or that pardon came, the names of Sarawiwa's lieutenants should have been mentioned by name. You don't just say Sarawiwa and the rest. No. You understand? And it's not even the pardon and the honors. I am looking at the honors list and the time. Nigeria is bleeding. Is this the right moment to confer national honors on people when the land is soaked in blood? That's where I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at who was honored and who was not honored, who was pardoned and who was not pardoned. Was that the right time? Pope, even the massacre in Benue got the attention of the pontiff. And he had to say he's praying for Benue people. Our president was talking about Iran and Israel. They should that the Israeli attack on Iran is unacceptable. What of the headers attack on Benue people? Now you are saying that the governor of Benue State should go after reconciliation with the communities involved. There's nothing like, it's not a communal clash. The president is still missing the point. This is not a communal clash. The military came out to tell us that these headers are foreigners. How come? What is the commonality between Benue people and foreign headers? Is there any commonality? There's nothing like commonality. So the president maybe he's not being well informed about what is going on in Benue State, because he kept saying bring reconciliation between the communities involved, among the communities involved. Who are the communities? The headers that the military told us are not Nigerians. Do they have a land in Benue? Or are we running away from the truth? So is this the right time for us as a people to confer national honors on people? I don't think Nigeria I'm not against national giving people national honors, but there must be the time. This is not the right time.
The timing must be right.
The timing must be right. Look at what's going on as in Plato. Look at what's any reasonable country, will they be giving national honors at this point in time? What is it all about? The national honors.
So which means a time like this calls for
solemn reflection. It calls for solemn assembly. It calls for retrospection. It calls for prayer. It calls for everything that will make us to. It calls for proactive action against those that are making life unlivable in Nigeria. And now the president is asking the military to relocate. Why should we be engaging in fire brigade measures all the time? Why? 25 people killed, 200 people as a massacre. Benue people are now protesting. And the police is now using tear gas on them. Do you want them to hold on to, to keep quiet as the people are being slaughtered? And in Abuja, we are giving national honors. My brother, at times I begin to wonder who talks to our leaders. Don't they have? Does it mean if you see the way they treat Nigerians, you begin to suspect their humanity? These are human beings that are being killed. Imagine if your own relation was among those massacred. Will you be given national award, national honors? No.
Let's go back to the story. He said it will be too late for us to reject the pardon and award. For the pardon and award to be genuine, my brothers must be exonerated, not just pardon.
Yes.
And given an award.
They must be discharged and acquitted. They are not the same.
Exonerated.
Yes.
And that was not, it's just a pardon.
Just a pardon. They were not exonerated. Look, that's true. Because what did Sariwa and the Nine, what did they do? They just rose up and said, this is ecological suicide, which it is. And you went after them and killed them. If this thing had happened in another part of the country, do you think we'll still be having peace we have in Nigeria today? You kill these people for goodness sake, for coming up to say, look, you have destroyed our farmland. Our people are farmers and fishermen and women. They cannot go to farm again because of oil spillage. And they came up and they were not even violent. And you went after them and killed them. And now you are only giving them pardon. The state must say that these people did not commit any crime. So that it must be on record that this Sarawiwa and Co did not commit any crime. They were just unilaterally killed by Abacha. I know Abacha did it in order to send fears into other agitators. But it was wrong. I was a youth. I was writing for one paper in Lagos then, when this tragedy happened. But if Tinubu wants to address it, he must go whole hog and address it holistically. It must not just be pardon. And the people must be compensated. Do you know that as I'm talking to you right now, that wound has already been opened again? Yes. And these people will now be looking and bear it in mind that other groups may even come up again, because what is going on in Niger Delta has not ceased. There is still ecological degradation going on in that place.
All right. Hopefully, I just hope, that something else as regards being exonerated will come out. But the award is already here. Too late to reject now. Very late to reject. Let's come back to 2027. Tinubu Shetima Alliance under fire. Despite the 2027 election being 2 years away, in an alleged plot to drop Vice President Kashim Shettima as President Bola Tinubu's running mate in the poll, has divided the All Progressive Congress. A meeting held by the APC Northeast stakeholders in Gombe State on Sunday ended in a fracas as supporters of the vice president attacked the party's zonal vice chairman, Mustafa Salihu. An angry member was seen in a viral video hitting Salihu with a chair as he scampered away to escape the wrath of the painful or party's faithful. Another delegate also threw a plastic bucket at him. The gathering, which was held at the International Conference Center, Gombe, was originally convened to reaffirm support for President Tinubu's second-term bid. However, the meeting spiraled into violence when some key party leaders failed to acknowledge Shettima as part of the proposed 2027 joint ticket. Trouble began shortly after the APC National Vice Chairman, Northeast Salihu, ended his address without mentioning Shettima as Tinubu's running mate. Salihu said, "We have no business supporting this party with all the juicy appointment and responsibilities given to us by his government. I would want all members of the Zonal Executive Committee to stand up so that we will do the proper endorsement, because it is the zonal executive committee that holds the ticket. We're firm and also adopt the endorsement earlier done by the National Working Committee that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is endorsed to be the sole candidate of the election. Following this failure, his failure to acknowledge the vice president, the annoyed delegate began to chant Shatima, Shatima, Shatima in protest as an aggrieved supporters physically confronted Saliu on the stage. Eyewitness said chairs were thrown across the hall as the confrontation turned violent, disrupting the event and forcing security personnel to intervene in the matter. The story explains itself. An alleged plot, they call it here, to drop the vice president, Kashim Shettima, as the running mate of the president. I said earlier, while reading out the headlines, that we need to remind ourselves again that we're in 2027. And we're in 2025, I beg your pardon. And 2027 is it's not just 2 years away. 365 plus 1. We still have 2 years to go.
And we are politicking.
We're already trained chairs, plastic buckets.
Ayo, let me tell you something.
Let me let you.
Let me tell you something. Nigerians are having it rough because the people we call our leaders are not even interested in whatever that will be the dividends of democracy for the people. 2027 is how many years away? And now, somebody asked the question, does it mean that INEC no longer exists? Does it mean that we have started campaigning? Does it mean, why are they so afraid? Why is the ruling party afraid? Why are they spreading this narrative that, everybody, defections here, is 2027 next week? What happens to economy? What happens to insecurity? Minister of Agriculture, they have taken it upon themselves to organize 3-day prayer and fasting for divine intervention over food insecurity. Imagine the nonsense we are having in our country. Divine 3-day prayer and fasting for divine intervention in food security. When you have not secured a farmland, how are you going to have food security? Now, we are looking at people, they are throwing chairs already because of endorsement. Where are the scorecards? Is it the endorsement that should be a prerogative at this point in time? Or what is your scorecard on what you have done for Nigerians? What can you give to the people and say, I have secured you. You are now living better. What is the scorecard? They are so much obsessed with 2027. And let me tell you something, Ayo. It is still the people that will determine 2027. And I keep saying it, that the living conditions of our people at times makes me question the humanity of our leaders. How can you be talking about 2027 in 2025 when the people are battling with hunger? Do you know how I know that this mass poverty is everywhere? There is real mass poverty in Nigeria. People are hungry. If it were before, when Nigerians were eating well, this thing happening between Israel and Iran, some people would have been killing other people. Some people would have been protesting as all over the place. But now, the people that are hungry, how can they protest? That's another. The way I was looking at it yesterday, I said, something is really happening in our country. Now, endorsement is not, how can you, I knew that a day like this will come. Let me tell you something. When you build your house with the materials stolen from other people, the day people will wake up and begin to collect their materials, you have nothing left. Because defection, are they defecting for what purpose? Some of them defecting as I've consulted. Which wild consultation? There is no way what we are seeing right now is just a tip of the iceberg. We are still going to see a lot because you have silenced a lot of people in the name of endorsement. I saw this during Abacha. I saw it when Abacha was endorsed, and after the endorsement, there was a quietness on the political landscape till bombs started exploding here and there. At the end of the day, one young man came up called Daniel Kanu, youth, NSA asked for Abacha. Yeah. And they organized a 4 million match for Abacha in Abuja. At the end of the day, that's what happened. These people, they play God. They feel that, I am in a position I can. How do you know you will live in? How many of us will even be alive till 2027? They're not even asking that question. They believe that, I can do whatever I want to do. But let me sound a note of warning. God has the final say in whatever any man can do. God has the final say. You may align or realign and everything. You may do whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, the will of God will supersede every human calculation. So, throwing chairs as here and there, we are still going to see as a more of it. Because some of these people that have defected, I told you that there's going to be an implosion. Promises of ministerial slots, will give you this, will give you that. What of those who have been in the party for many years? What has been given to them? They are going to rise up and begin to say, how can you be treating these people that just entered, giving them better than us that have stayed with you? That's where I brought up the analogy of the prodigal son and the brother that did not go away from home is going to happen.
Do you see from all of this really a plot to sideline the Vice President Shettima as a running mate? Because again here, part of the story says, despite effort by party leaders to dose attention, the situation worsened when the national chairman, Abdullahi Gwandoje, also avoided explicitly confirming Shettima as a running mate.
Something is going on in the house. There is that plot. If you read the handwriting on the wall, I don't think Shettima will be carried along. I don't think so.
Why do you think so?
I don't think so. Because
of the new babies that just came on board? Or maybe a stronger one that joined.
Do you know the promises made to other people? Do you know the promises made to other people? And Shettima, if you look, since the inception of this, how many times have you even seen Shettima doing one thing or the other? He's not, the other vice presidents were even doing more than he's doing. We know what Osebajo was doing. Do you see Shettima as in that mode? No, he's not even doing. He has been sidelined a long time ago. This thing is just coming to the fore. Many people are just noticing it, but he has been sidelined a long time, and that is where the APC will start having problem. That is where, and don't forget that the Christian group in the north are saying, don't forget that they have been silenced and they are not happy. They keep on saying that, how can you come to the north and there's no Christian qualified to be a vice president? They are still going to, because if they still go ahead with Shettima, it's not going to be a walkover like it was in 2023.
All right, just like you said, some even threatened to shift allegiance to the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, of the PDP, should the party proceed with dropping Shettima.
He will be dropped
from the ticket.
He will be dropped. But
is this another? It's boiling in the PDP at the moment. We're seeing people moving and cross carpeting to the APC. But now, see what is already cooking again at the APC.
It will cook, Ayo. It will cook. It's a gathering of strange bedfellows. It's going to cook. We have expected this a long time ago, and this thing that happened, as a Zulum and others coming out to making a demand, we are still going to see more of it.
All right, still Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your state's #1 family radio station. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, right after the break, we open the phone lines, and of course, we look at stories coming in from Benue State. They're not very interesting stories. They're not good news, so to say. Unfortunately, we must talk about it. It's happening in Nigeria, and this, program, it's about the dailies. We'll be right back in a moment. Please stay with us.
Wells Radio, 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Give your child the gift of excellence at Junior's International School, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Are you searching for a school where top quality education meets care, love, and safety? A school where skilled professionals ignite young minds in an environment that stimulates learning, creativity, and moral growth? Do you desire a school that offers rich academic curricula designed to prepare your child for local and international examinations students, opening doors to future success both within and outside Nigeria at Juniors International School. We don't just educate, we discover and nurture each child's unique aptitude while molding them into highly productive global citizens driven by godly principles. Join us on the journey of raising tomorrow's leaders. Admission test into pre-nursery to year 5 holds on Friday, 1st August 2025. Venue, Juniors International School, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Time, 9 a.m. Admission forms are available online at www.juniorsinternationalschool.com or at the school premises. Juniors International School, Center of Excellence.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
I am the well of salvation. Why don't you drink from me and leave?
Goodwill message from Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
We rejoice with our sister organization, Well of Salvation Global Ministries, on the occasion of her 30th anniversary, aptly themed Grace for the Next Level.
We are particularly glad to identify with the landmark celebration because it is coming at a time when God has graciously moved Wells Radio from the level of online broadcasting to the next level of terrestrial broadcasting, in which we are making a bigger impact within the broadcast space of Ibadan and indeed Oyo State as the #1 family radio and the preferred station for wholesome content.
We cannot but note with thanksgiving to God that this could not have been our story without the ever greater and more important spiritual support of Well of Salvation Ministries through members' fervent prayers since the time that God dropped the vision for the radio and television broadcasting in the heart of his daughter, a founder and CEO, evangelist Mrs. Lillian Badimosi, many years back.
It is a thing of great joy that we both share from the divine grace bestowed on her and are co-beneficiaries of God's faithfulness, mercy, and love in her life.
As we marvel at what God has done in the life of Well of Salvation Global Ministries in the past level of 30 years, we can only imagine and project into how bigger, mightier, greater, and more glorious the next level would be.
We congratulate the visionary, evangelist Lillian Badimosi, the leaders, and the entire members of Well of Salvation Global Ministries on her 30th anniversary, and pray that if the Lord tarries his coming, the next level shall witness divine expansion, enlargement, and increase in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
From all of us at Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
I am the well of salvation.
You know the vibes when you tune into Wells Radio. Your preferred awesome radio. 89.3, they carry me go.
Former Special Advisor, Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Additional OON.
I'd like to say it will always be well with Wells Radio.
Your preferred awesome radio. 89.3, they carry me go.
Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Welcome back to the program. 0915 334 893. There's been a call on the line. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Miriam from Odegai.
Good morning, Miriam. Thank you for calling us.
Thank you. Happy New Week.
Happy New Week. Thank you.
Yes, regards the insecurity, it's a pity that it's things keep getting worse on a daily basis. And the recent killing that happened in Benin is a clear proof of that. And it's a pity that the federal government of today is taking the security of it in its kids' gloves and this is not what we really need. So I only implore them, we keep saying that we will implore them to please act fast and do all the necessary things to provide a secured environment for all. We keep saying state police, state police. If it will solve the issue of insecurity, then so be it. They should grant it. We need peace. Enough is enough. That's my good morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Miriam. 0915 334 893 0916 893 1000 and 0916 893 2000. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to
Good morning,
you.
Mr. Sonny.
Mr.
Hello,
Chukwemeka,
good
you
morning.
mean. Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm sure you are listening to me.
Yes, we can
Now,
hear you.
good morning, Mr. Chukwemeka.
Good morning, sir.
I disagree with you on the comment you passed on President Tinubu on the pardon given to Kensal Weaver and others. Yoruba will say, Edisebi Aidu, any Kebora Paito Terako. Obasanjo was the president for 8 years. He said nothing about Kensal Weaver. Deja drafted said nothing about it. Lord Jonathan was from Bayelsa State. Kensal Weaver is from River State. His neighbor. He said nothing throughout his 6 years. He said nothing about to Buhari. Buhari said nothing about it. So that what I'm trying to say in effect is that let us praise and thank Tinubu for giving Kensal Weaver state pardon. On the issue of Benny massacre, not all things, most of the things that are happening in the country are not known to the president. We should blame the chief security advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, for the massacre that is going on in Benue State. Tinubu may not be aware of all this. They will be telling him now all these regiments of advisor that Tinubu has. They are what I would call gens okay advisors. As I'm speaking to you this morning, somebody called me on Saturday that Tinubu is not aware that we retired pensioners have not been paid the 30,000 naira he gave to us since July last year across the board. What we are saying in fact that most of these things that are happening in the country is not known to the president. Let us not call a dog a bad name. I'm not a friend of APC. Mr. Chukwemeka, you know how your station has assisted me on the issue of the massive instruction carried out of my farm and others. Where about 1,000 farmers were sent back by an APC government in the state here. And I'm still looking on to Governor Makinde to assist me. At least he give me something. I lost well over 11 million on that farm and fishery project. Same thing applies to other people.
All right, sir.
And I'm calling on well-meaning Nigerians, especially APC people who destroyed my means of livelihood. Come to my rescue. My number is with them.
All right. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, sir. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from.
This is calling from Alakia.
Ruth from Alakia. Good morning, Ruth. Thank you for calling
Thank you, sir. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. On the people giving endorsement to President Tinubu for second time, to me, it's just a misplaced priority. Because what they should be clamoring for is for the president to find a lasting solution to the hardship in the land. But we Nigerians, we don't even care again. We're determined to right our wrongs come 2027 by voting for personality and not for political parties. And on the insecurity in Benue State, it's hard time President Tinubu and the security chiefs swing into action, finding as a solution to this killing by the bandits. And they should stop tackling these menace on the pages of newspaper because we are tired. What we want is for them to take action. They have been clamoring for state police, so what's less difficult for them to do? So, because I believe the lives of the masses should be their utmost priority. But the case is the other side of them now, so that they should please do the needful on that. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you so much.
Let me react to what I never condemned the president for pardoning Karen Sarawiwa. What I said was that this is not the right time to confer national honors that the country is bleeding.
Absolutely. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo and I'm calling from Oluyole.
Good morning, Abayomi from Oluyole.
Sometimes you just lose it in Nigeria. Sometimes you just conclude within your mind that Nigerians deserve what they are getting. The penultimate caller said that, the president is about this, president about that. What exactly does it mean anything? He knows that people are coming from other parties into his own political parties. But when things are not working well in this country, we say, maybe you guys can come. he gave according to the caller, an approval that people should be paid a particular amount of money. People didn't pay it, and there is nobody paying for that. I mean, that's ridiculous in my opinion. That's number one. We're talking about security. People have been talking about one panacea to the issue we have right now, state police. But it's obvious that the president is not interested in that. Now he's asking the governor of Benue State to go and reconcile terrorists and innocent citizens. How is that going to happen? It's the desire of terrorists to wipe out citizens. You are now saying that citizens and terrorists must be on the same page. I mean, that's madness in my opinion. Sorry for that language. And finally, over the weekend, Ado Lero, some of the Nigerian police has declared wanted since 2020, was seen holding a peace meeting in Katsina, such that soldiers were there. They were even taking pictures with him. They were taking footages and all of that. This guy was now arrested, and the president is the commander-in-chief. And he's saying that, okay, hold peace meetings with them. Let's get serious in this country so that politicians will take us seriously. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bayami from Uluyole. Different views, different perspective. Let's go to Benue State, the food basket of Nigeria, and the battle against Benue. What do we call that? Declaring hunger in the land. The governor of Benue State is speaking, but let's start from what the president is saying, or what the presidency, so to say. The military on Sunday deployed surveillance over Makurdi, Benue State and its environs following Saturday's killing in Dando communities in Goma local government area of the state. One of the correspondents observed that the surveillance aircraft hovered over the capital city and neighboring local government areas such as Guma and the Gawa West since Sunday morning. A military officer who spoke on condition of anonymity since he was not authorized to speak on the matter said the surveillance was to monitor the situation in Makurdi and its environs. The surveillance is to monitor the situation of things around Makurdi and its environs so we will know how to tackle it swiftly. The residents should not panic. The military is on top of the situation, the military officer said. This comes as the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, took over the state security. No fewer than 100 people were reportedly killed and several others injured when terrorists invaded the community on Sunday. Now, following the killing, some protesters on Sunday converged at the Wurukumi roundabout in Makurdi, carrying leaves and appealed to the federal government to protect all the citizens in its sovereignty. And speaking on their behalf, Brahmas Ukna and Gideon Uyom lamented the incessant killings in the state, saying the authorities did nothing to protect the people. The police had to disperse them with tear gas after they refused to allow the Deputy Governor, Sam Ode, and the Commissioner of Police to address them. And now, speaking to journalists, Ifeanyi said the IG has taken over the security of Benue State. Let's see what the Pope is saying here. Pope Leo has offered prayers for victims of the fresh massacre in Benue State, where around 200 people were reportedly killed in an attack on rural communities. And delivering his remark just before the Sunday Angelus prayer, the Pope described the violence as particularly devastating, noting that most of the victims were internally displaced persons sheltered by local Catholic mission in Gome local government area. The pontiff said on the night of the 13th and 14th of June, the town in the Guma local government in Benue State in Nigeria, a terrible massacre occurred in which around 200 people were killed with extreme cruelty, most of whom were internally displaced persons hosted by the local Catholic mission. Expressing deep concern for Nigeria, he prayed for peace and security in the country and highlighted the vulnerability of rural Christian communities in Benue State. The food basket of the nation is currently in distress, and that's where we are right now. Military already and the IG of police in charge of security in the place. The people's reaction and the police, counter reaction again. That's against the people. Let me let you. Okay, before you bring in your thought, Chukwemeka, let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. That's Bengamai.
Hello.
Good morning. We can hear you. Good morning. All right, we lost that call. Please do call us.
Let me tell you something, Ayo. Benue did not start boiling today. Under Buhari, it boiled. Buhari was telling Autumn then to make peace with his neighbors. Who are the neighbors? The same Benue State is still boiling. Tinubu is telling Benue people that they should reconcile. Reconcile with who? Reconcile with terrorists? Reconcile with somebody, with people that the governor said these are people speaking strange languages, not Nigerian languages. And even the National Security Advisor collaborated and said, look, these people are not Nigerians. So who are they going to reconcile with? It's the failure of leadership. We keep saying this, and we know what to do to stop this bloodshed. People have canvassed for state police. People have advocated for state police system. Now, are we even looking in that direction? No. All we are talking about is reconciliation. Reconciling with who? Look at what is playing out in Katsina. A bandit, a terrorist, known terrorist declared wanted, is hobnobbing, came out and said, okay, I have repented. He didn't even say yes, and he was even given as a warning that they should mind how they talk about them. Ayo, when I look at what is going on in our country, you feel depressed. You begin to wonder, does it mean the man that called us before was saying that the president doesn't know some of the things? Where is he the president? How can you not know how can a father not know what is going on in the family? Why do we make excuses of failure of our leaders? You don't know what is going on, and you are the leader.
Let's take this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Mr. Gwenga Mario, that's you?
Thank you very much.
Right.
I'm not so happy this morning with the report I had concerning the Benue massacre. In fact, it's devastating. Yesterday night, I don't know if you see the footage, Mr. Ayo, where VDM, very dark man, he went to Benue yesterday by himself. And when he got there, he did a video of how the massacre was being carried out. I couldn't believe that I was watching the video and I was crying. You see small children that have been burnt, innocent children that have done nothing, parents that have done nothing, and only for Mr. President and his team to be going about 2027 election. People are doing an endorsement jamboree at the expense of innocent Nigerians whose lives were being who have been killed. I saw the footage yesterday and I was crying. Come and see innocent children. Come and see skull of children, parents. A woman said she lost 5 of her children. Where do you want such a parent to start from? It is not good now. Look at what even Pope commiserated with the Benue people yesterday. Have you ever only for Mr. President and his team to be telling us that they should go and they should find a lasting solution to it? That they should call a town, whatever, a town meeting and have a peaceful talk with others. Do you have the contact of those others? They are faceless now. They are not Nigerians now. Mr. President, please now, stop this killing. In fact, there was a man there. There was a businessman. They said the man happens to be one of the richest men in Benue. The man stock bags of rice, which he sells to people around that vicinity at a lower price. And they burnt that bags of rice. That bags of rice. They burnt it down yesterday. And I saw it. And the man was trying to pack the remains of that rice. And the man was even crying. It wasn't even there. I even gave him some money, which could not even do anything. Anyway, I'm not happy.
It is well. Thank you so much.
Nobody's happy.
Thank you.
Nobody.
Thank you so much.
These people that are, how many people have been arrested?
Yeah.
That is the question. And you keep on playing with lives.
Another call on the line. Good morning to you. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Mr. George from Ologwe.
Yeah, Mr. George from Ologwe.
Good morning, Mr. George.
You see, the last discussion I had on this issue of security, you saw my expression that very day. Who is the person even saying that we should stop blaming Mr. President? Who should we blame? They are killing innocent people. People outside are commiserating with us, feeling sorry for lives being lost. And we have a president who is not doing anything, who is talking of capturing every political party and wants to rule the country in hunger and insecurity. Who should we call? If they cannot do this thing, please leave that place. I've been saying this thing. want to finish the people in Benue. This is how they pursued Autumn. Throughout his reign, the man did not rest. This is how they were pursuing him in his farm. They are making reference to past presidents and the rest of it. If you know you cannot solve a problem, why did you come to that office? The president should live there if he cannot do anything. This is how we are going to do till 2027, and we will win election in Benue State. Which kind of leadership are we having in Nigeria, please? Enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. George. Thank you so much. Nigerians are speaking.
It's very annoying,
this morning.
It's extremely annoying. Yeah. If you know what it takes, if I didn't look at the video, you can't look at it. If you can't, there's no human being that will look at that thing without crying.
Yeah.
How can we be doing this to ourselves? How can people outside are commiserating with us and we are only interested in 2027? Which kind of human beings are we?
I mean, the reconciliation part.
Which reconciliation? You reconcile with. It's only in Nigeria that you tell the owner of a property to reconcile with thieves. What for? What is the commonality between those people that the governor said they are even the military said they are foreigners? What are we reconciling with them? Is there any boundary?
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
It appears the last speaker did not really understand me. What I said is that the blame should be put at the doorstep of the special advisor on security matter. I mean, you regard, and I still stand by it. You understand me? Now, Tinubu, I'm not saying Tinubu is okay. I'm not saying that government is okay. I told you my own experience. I had with an APC government. So I'm not saying that Tinubu is not at fault. He's the president. But if you put the only thing I can blame Tinubu for is that you need to put round peg in the round hole. We have witnessed a incident in this country where a chief of army staff was asked to relocate to Borno, and for 3 months, why was not aware of this, that this man is staying in Abuja. That's what I'm saying. Most of these things are not known.
How do we?
I'm not saying it should not be blamed. It's the head of state.
How can we ascertain that the president is not aware?
Most of these things that are happening in the country are not really known to Mr. President. And I started my own as an example that I'm a pensioner under Peter. That it was on Saturday I learned that Tinubu was not aware that we are not be paid the 30,000 he gave us across the board. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Tinubu is not at fault. He's the president now. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much. I mean, it's understandable, or maybe understandable, where, say, pension matters, disbursement of payments, the president may not be aware that.
But when it comes to something of killing of citizens,
but we're talking about security.
Buhari was not aware all throughout his administration.
Lives and property. Now the president is talking about reconciliation. Is the president not also aware, going by that stand? Hello, good morning.
Hello, it's a very nice anyone.
Good. Okay. All right.
It's not a very nice morning for. The news going around in the country is enough to depress someone, and this particular caller is making my case worse this morning. The president said that he was going to give wage award to civil servants. He didn't talk about it until Labour started to say one or two things and people started to complain. After 10 months, they are now getting 1 month. 1 month. Is the president aware also? The president is aware of everything, I can tell you, because if he gives an order, he cannot take money out of the, what's it called? Revenue fund without notifying the president. They give an order that some people should be paid. As any paper comes to the table to say we have released money, without that paper coming, it means that they have not released it. Why is it not happening process? They are now releasing it in bits, which the paper must have gone to his table at that particular point in time. Why is it now not saying, oh, I thought I told you people to release this thing long ago? Let's not deceive Nigerians. If you don't know how the system works, keep short. Don't talk this morning. People are hungry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abayomi. Thank you so much, Mr. Abayomi. All right, still Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole State, Ibadan. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Mr. George calling back. All right, thank you for calling back.
President is not aware. President not aware. Is that a defense? How can we say president is not aware? Please, hear that man. He should not be telling us all this. President is not aware. Is the president not aware that the local government money they say they should give to local government that it has not gotten to them all these days? What are we talking about? Why are we defending things that are indefensible?
Thank you, Mr. George. Thank you so much, Mr. George. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Wells FM.
Yes, good morning.
Good
morning. That's Mr. Salami.
All right, my brother. How are you, sir? This is Salami calling from my water.
Good morning, sir.
You see, guy, my concern really this morning is about burning people. It's like we are just trying to make many people feel as if they are not part of Nigerians or as if they deserve our protection as a nation. For Kenya's sake, how can somebody say Mr. President is not aware? He's not aware of what? Doesn't he receive a security report nationwide? Doesn't he have, how about the governor? If we cannot talk to Mr. President, the governor should not talk to Mr. Governor. If Mr. President not receiving daily report from Mr. Governor, being the chief executive officer of his state, and yet people are saying it's not aware. Come on, this is not fair. Yeah, and again, if there's something people are not looking at, then it says it's the food basket of the nation. In fact, there's an underneath to put something to one person to create anarchy in the country by disturbing the source of the food of the nation. People are not looking at that. And the president is asking the governor to reconcile communities that are mostly dominated by foreign Fulanis who have succeeded in driving people away. They have taken over their communities. And how can the regional owners of the land be willing to reconcile those people? No, the parents will please do the needful. Good morning, thank you.
Good morning and thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Salami. Thank you so much for your call. Let's take our final call this morning before we go. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
All right, good morning to you.
You see, I'm not saying that Mr. President is not aware. I said he may. Underline the word may. He may not.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
In benefit. God is seeing us. I'm a Christian. I have blood flowing. I know my country very well. And most of these places that they are talking about. I have blood flowing in my veins now. No. What I saw on the telly is very bad. I said he may. I'm not saying it's not aware. He's head of state. That is the president now.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that you put a round peg in a round hole. All these people that are surrounded, there's politicians and advisors. That's what I'm saying. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I totally understand because right now everyone, the stories, the footages, and whatever we're seeing.
It doesn't represent us well. In fact, the outside world will look at us as barbarians and primitive people. Honestly speaking, Ayo, the outside world will look at us as these people are they human beings. How can you break the skull of a 6-year-old child? For what? And we are talking of a 2027.
Very unfortunate. Thank you so much, Chukwemeka.
Thank you for having me. May God save Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's all we can have this morning on the program, Perspectives Unlimited. Remember, in a moment from now, AM Sports with Sam Ade will be coming in for sport lovers. And it's exactly 8 o'clock in Yoruba language. Don't forget to also join Wazobia platform once it is 10 o'clock this morning on Wells Radio. Thank you for joining us today. We'll return again tomorrow morning. God bless you. Have a great day.